Hello. Hello. It's art stream time. Today we're gonna be working on some Huevembers. Hi, Betty. Hope you're having a good Sunday. Right. See here. I prepared. I looked up a sketch beforehand of the concept I want to draw. Okay, so I think I'm on day, like day 15 now? Let me find my color wheel. Where's my Huevember color wheel? Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, I've been working on Huevember this month. An art challenge. Whoops, that's the wrong color wheel. It's an art challenge where you make a drawing with a specific color for each day of the month. I am very behind. I think I'm on day 15. I'm on day 15 now. So I'm very behind, but I am gonna try to finish this. I'm about 10 days behind, more than 10 days behind. I'm gonna try to do 2 today. We'll see if that works out. But yeah, we're using this purple color. This color 15 here. And for that, I was thinking about drawing some fan art of Gavis Battle he's a VTuber from Hollow Stars English. And I have never drawn him before, so this is gonna be exciting. But yeah, I wanted to do this challenge because I'm not very good at drawing, or I'm not very good at like color choosing, or I feel like that's something I want to get better at. But it's and I've been finding that the Hololive, I guess I should say Hollow Pro, because I've been drawing some Hollow Stars and Hololive VTubers. Like, they're all very like color coordinated, so when I think of a color, I'm like, oh, I can pick this VTuber. Do I choose a character based off what you think goes with the color? Yeah, basically. I see some people who post Huevembers that are like, oh, it's purple. It's like, oh, then that means they should do like a nighttime scene. And then they, or like it's red and they like do something that has to do with like blood or fighting or something like that. Like something kind of thematic. But for me, I'm just like, oh, purple? I'll draw a purple character. So actually some of my earlier ones ended up being, like, I think for one of my orange ones, I drew Sakura Chio from Gekkan Shoujo Nozaki-kun, because she's orange hair, but like she has nothing else about her is orange. So the picture isn't very orange, it's just her hair. Hello, Greg. Joyful artist. I like that. You've changed it up today. Very good. Okay, so let's draw some Gavis Battle. I've never drawn him. My concept is I'm gonna have him doing like kind of a serious like magician, like doing a card trick kind of pose. But he's like messing it up and all the cards are falling on the ground. That's kind of the idea that I had. We'll see how it goes. How the Huevembers come along? They're going good. I think the last couple I've done have been pretty good. I started figuring out how to be a little bit more flexible with the colors without feeling like I was just picking randomly. So I'm very happy about that. I think I've started to like figure out color stuff. You checked all of them earlier today. Oh my gosh. The last few ones are my favorites, and the first one, oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm really proud of the last couple ones. I think they turned out really well somehow. Oh my god, I'm gonna spend the whole stream just trying to draw this man. I can't I can't draw him. Yeah, somehow I'm gonna try to. Part of the reason I wanted to stream this today is because I feel like it'll give me a chance to talk out loud about what I've been learning about color, and I think that'll help cement it in my own mind, and then maybe help other people who's watching and talk about what I've learned. And if there's any other artists watching this, hearing your comments about whether I'm kind of on the mark or not with the colors. Is this like a stupid picture? This is such a stupid idea. How do I make this I need to exaggerate his pose, I think. How do I draw somebody? How do I make it look like he's messing up the card? I'm trying to draw the thing where it's like you hold a deck of cards with one hand and you're you bend it so then the cards start flying out towards the other hand and you catch it in the other hand, right? It looks really cool, but I want to draw him messing that up. And trying to look cool but is not being cool. That's the concept I have. I don't know how to make it so this other hand has to be totally empty. Just dropping it on the... It's all just dropping on the... All the cards are just dropping onto the ground. Yeah, the foot. Exactly. I've noticed doing these challenges that there are ups and downs seeing all of the work together quality-wise. Oh, that's so true. I mean, I definitely feel like the past couple days I've definitely slowed down. Not because I feel like I've been spending more time on the drawings. I feel like that's actually been pretty constant, which is a good thing. They're getting better with the same amount of time. But I am I feel like I am running out of steam. I wake up and I'm oh, I gotta do a Huevember today, and then I'm I'm so tired. How am I gonna do a Huevember? I don't know how to draw this guy. Oh my gosh, how do I draw him? This is definitely gonna be a struggle stream, but that's okay. And I'm wondering if I should draw his hat. I draw his hat, and then I don't have to draw his hair. Looking back, I always notice all the great ones when I'm done, though. I might have 3 mediocre ones, but one that's really good makes it absolutely worth it. That's totally true. I mean, yeah, that definitely happened to me with Inktober, too. There's definitely, ones that I'm oh, okay, they were just fine. Or, I did them really fast because I was, tired. And then there are some that I'm man, this composition is kind of awesome. How did I draw this? Even now, even sometimes looking back at even some of the older ones from a couple years ago, I'm how did I do this? But yeah, I think that just goes to show that quantity sometimes is better than quality, if that makes sense. Just finishing lots of things rather than fussing over any one thing. Oh no, I'm gonna struggle drawing. Oh, I have to make him have a cool face. I don't know how to draw cool looking dudes. I don't know how to draw cool looking dudes. Well, he's kind of, I just noticed that Gavis is kind of like a, or Bettel, he doesn't want to be called Gavis. Bettel has sort of like a a 3 mouth in his model. Quantity leads to quality, I think, in those cases. Yeah, exactly. Once you do them in a row, you kind of want to make them different to each other. Yeah, it's like, it's sort of a concentrated exercise. You're like focusing on, especially with challenges like the color challenge and like Inktober, which is very much like a black and white, like grayscale kind of challenge. You're sort of focusing on one thing, like value or color palette or whatever. And, you have to think about the variations on that. Hello, Beanie. Work promises to be slow as hell tonight, so I'm here to enjoy JoJo experience. Very Derek J. Wyatt mouth. I don't know who that is. I'm culturally incompetent. Mystery Incorporated or Teen Titans mouth. Oh, is that how they draw? I watched I don't know if is there a new Teen Titans? I watched the old Teen Titans like way back in the day. I don't know if there's a new one. But I can't remember. It's been a long time. How do I draw a hat? Oh my god. Why am I drawing him? Why am I drawing him? Why did I do this to myself? Some cover your strengths, others are first attempt at tackling something new. Exactly. And I think when you're in the headspace of like... He looks so chibi. I need to make him like... Point to your chin. How do I give him a point to your chin? I need to make him look like... kind of... like a tall... He's very thin, Betel. You need to make him look... Right now he looks kind of like Detective Conan or like Kaito Kid. Which I'm not sure. I guess that's a good thing. I don't know. Try drawing in the hair and see if it changes anything. Lob it in. Next week though, it's gonna be December. December will not happen until I am done with my Huevembers. I'm sorry to the rest of the world. It will remain November until I am finished. We can't move on. We can't move on until I'm ready to move on. Got this like scarf. This ribbon scarf thing. You have to choose the Huevember challenges or your husband's Christmas gift. Oh no, I haven't started on my husband's Christmas gift. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, he's gonna get it in spring again. Give him a longer neck. Why does he look so weird? Can I make his head too big? Huevember, yeah. He had this very recognizable way of doing mouths where he basically did a sad face, but with two upward lines to turn it into a smile. Oh. Your head's smaller, Gavispedal. That is too big. One will get delayed. The other one might also get delayed. It's true. Wait, I'm visualizing this. A sad face, but with two upward lines to turn it into a smile like this? Like this? I love how I'll say, oh, it's gonna be slow tonight, and suddenly 4 people walk in. Oh my god. In Artist Alley, the analogous thing in Artist Alley is you're like, oh, there's no people. I can finally eat some food. So you like take out your sandwich that you've been saving since like 12 p.m. that day, and now it's 4 p.m. and you still haven't eaten because there was like so many people. Then you start open your sandwich and your fingers are all dirty, and then suddenly like a ton of people come in and they're like, hello, and then you're like, oh frick. And you have to like quickly wipe off your hands and then be like, And get a whole bunch of hand sanitizer and be like, I don't want to touch all my merch with sandwich hands. But I guess I have to. Make his arms like too thick. Ugh. I can't draw. Why do I stream? I can't draw. Ah. How long have you been doing Christmas drawings for your husband? How long have... I don't know if I've done drawings for him every year that we've known each other, but I think it's been most years. So, I don't know. Then... Maybe like 7 or 8 years I've been drawing. I can't remember though because I don't do drawings for him for Christmas every year. Sometimes it's for his birthday instead. I want to make him look more cheeky. Like, haha, look how cool I'm being. Maybe one eye open is fine. Did you just ask for it or did you offer? Oh gosh, I can't remember. Maybe he asked for it? I feel like he asked for it. I think I tend not to offer drawings as presents nowadays. I used to do that a lot more when I was younger, and then I realized it, like, one, it takes a long time, and also, like, I start to feel bad because like, once you give a drawing to somebody and next year you're like, I mean, usually they don't, like, expect it, but it's like, you know, as the gift giver, it feels a little bad to be like, oh, I made you this, like, awesome custom drawing as a present last year, and now today I'm getting you like a Barnes & Noble gift card. I feel like I have to exaggerate his pose or his body somewhat to make this like a funnier picture. Yeah, like this. Yeah, look at that face. Okay. Hello, Hoffer. Hello, Alexander Dean. Jojo, this might be an odd question, but seeing as you're an obscure hobbyist, would you happen to know anyone who does doll customizing? Ooh. You know, I don't know. I don't know I don't think I personally know anyone, but I have seen, like, I'll see if I can dig up their Twitters. Like, I've seen actually a couple of doll hobbyists pop up on my Twitter feed because that's where all the VTuber content shows up. And I've seen people customize. I've seen some Hollow Stars, like, doll customs recently. I've seen that recently, and they looked really good. I can try to point you to them, and maybe they have pointers, or maybe they're open for commissions or something. I will try to look after the stream. But I don't know anyone personally. But I do see it sometimes when fandoms overlap. I tested my life charm to my keychain today. I discovered you attached a tiny jingle bell to it. Now I jingle everywhere I go, and it's so delightful. Aw, I'm glad you like it. Oh, you know what I discovered when I went home? My mom has one of my charms with a bell on it. I forget where she keeps it. She put it on her, like, wallet or bag or something. I can't remember. I was like, Mom, you don't even know what this is. I mean, I didn't say that, but she does not know what Zelda is. But she has one of my Zelda like acrylic charms like on her back. I think it's very cute. His face is lopsided. Face. Eyes are too off to the side. Yes. Hat is too not centered. Yes. My wife has been getting super into Monster High dolls, and for Christmas I want to make a custom doll of her VTuber. Oh, that's a great idea. Yeah, I think Monster High seems to be popular enough that I'm sure you can find some good customizers. Customizers? Someone, I don't know what they're called. I discovered my scissor using skills are not good enough for your bookmarks. I think I butchered the Master Sword. Oh no! I can send you another one. If you message me on Etsy, I'll send you another one. Yeah, those bookmarks were one of my very first pieces of merch I ever made. I think in the future, if I reprint them, I think I will want to like pre-cut them for people because I think they'll be a lot more easy to just like use once you get them. But I think I'll keep the others intact and not cut them out. Oh, okay. Okay, well if you change your mind, I'm very happy to just send you an extra one. Okay, let's see if I can... The hair is something I know I won't be able to do in time, so I'm hoping to commission a doll wig from someone. Yeah, I'm sure there's people. I guess the only worry is whether they can do it in time. I'm sure this time of year people are going nuts with commissions and stuff. Oh, I guess the other place I've seen dolls is people making custom dolls of their Warriors of Light. Their Final Fantasy 14 characters. I've seen some people make like custom dolls for that. And it kind of makes me want to commission one. My husband and I have like a wall in our house that's all art of our Warriors of Light. My husband commissioned a few artists here and there to like get some art of our characters together for like Valentine's and things. We have a couple of pieces there, and I think having like a custom like Nendroid or something would be really cute. Well, none of the sellers there would have done it before Crimbo. Oh, I see. Oh, dang. Yeah, I hope you find somebody. I'll try to look and see. I'll try to find the Twitter handles of the people that I've seen post about it here and there from Final Fantasy and VTuber, and see if maybe they're available. I don't know. You can check them out and see if you like them. But I don't think I've seen Monster High specifically. But they may be familiar with it or like know people. I don't know. I'll try to dig him up. How was the stream yesterday? I saw some new people there. Yeah, some new people came in. A couple of people came in who had played before. I got some good tips from them about like the fact that you can set up like a store, like a booth in town. I did not know you could do that. And they gave me I had some questions that I asked them about like how the heck, like whether the cows are happy when you leave them outside at night, and it's apparently they are not happy when you leave them outside at night, so I should bring them inside. Whoops. This is a weird looking hand. I'm referencing a photograph if it's not obvious. So this should be anatomically correct. I can't say words. Gamer Beep, hello! Oh my gosh! Thanks for stopping by. I hope you had a good Thanksgiving weekend. I hope you're having a good day today. Hello! Bananas have potassium. Yes, I also got that tip yesterday. Life tip yesterday. Bananas have potassium. Gamer Beam, hello! I was thinking about you. I was like, oh, I should check in on their stream. But I haven't been online when you've been online. I was thinking about you. I was like, oh, I said in their chat I would stop by, and I haven't yet. Hope you're doing well. Just doing some drawing. Working on some Huevembers. I'm drawing Gavis Bettel from Hollow Stars English. I've never drawn him before, so this is a challenge. I do not know how his clothes work, or how his face works, or anything. So we are going to find out together how to draw this man. Okay, he has kind of a wispy scarf thing. What is this? How does this work? Look at this beautiful new friendship I have facilitated between JoJo and Gamer Dweeb! Hey. That's no way to talk to Gamer Beeb. I am doing well. Thank you for coming. I hope you have a chill time, the art streams are usually just kind of like a chill hangout time. I'm a little worried because I feel like I exhausted all my stories yesterday. Now we're just gonna talk art. I have no like funny anecdotes. I'm out of funny anecdotes. I need to go out into the world again and collect funny anecdotes. You love this so— oh, thanks! Thank you. I hope it continues in a good direction. That's always the fear about art, isn't it? You're just like, huh, it looks good. I hope I don't ruin it. Maybe I should just stop right now. How does this man's clothes work? Okay, he has sort of like a drapey thing. Awesome emotes that Bee made. Oh, those are so cute. Those are very cute. They're bee octopi. Name a more perfect combo. Bee octopi. They're very cute. Other artists you studied or copy or specifically inspired by to make your art. Oh, you know, there was like a meme many years ago about this, and I think I Maybe it was on Twitter. I can't remember. I've posted about this before, but it was many years ago. My artistic style in terms of drawing, so color aside, in terms of drawing, my artistic style is heavily influenced by Cardcaptor Sakura. Like I think the time where I like really learned how to draw and like did it a lot when I was in middle school was very influenced by Cardcaptor Sakura. So the way I draw eyes is very like Cardcaptor-y. So like this sort of like round, like thick round like eyeliner on top, and then kind of like an elongated circle, and then like this kind of eye is very Cardcaptor. And I still draw eyes kind of like this. And I think the other thing that I was influenced by was Naruto. Just in terms of like line quality maybe. Or and the Naruto eyes are also kind of like, you know, they're kind of like this, and I still draw. Oh, actually, you know what? I hate to admit it, but I think I was also really influenced by Bleach, because Bleach really had like the thick like eyelid thing going on, and they had like the long, you know, like the long nose and like a little bit of you can see like the shadow of the nostrils. And I drew like that for a long time too. And I think I kept that kind of really stuck around, even though Bleach is not like a thing that I feel like I'm emotionally influenced by, but I think art-wise I really picked up on it. Gotta lurk and start making dinner, but really love this. The vibes, the art style, 10/10. Oh, thank you. Have a good dinner. Have a good dinner. Thanks for stopping by. I still need JoJo emotes. Yeah, I've been thinking about JoJo emotes. The reason I've been thinking about JoJo emotes is because I don't know. Okay, this is my confession. I don't know how Twitch emotes work. Like, there seems to be a culture around specific Twitch emotes, and I am so deathly afraid of using emotes in a way that is like not the right way to use them. And so I'm like, you know what? To solve this problem, I'll just make my own emotes and I will use those instead of the like regular Twitch emotes. Because I don't know how to I don't know what like what if there's some secret meaning to the emotes that I like don't understand. So that's why I'm like, I need to make my emotes. They'll probably still just be like better Twitch emotes, because oh man, I don't want ads on my channel. I'm so like, I don't want ads on my channel. Oh, this guy has like spiky fingernails in his design. I have to draw like long, bony hands. Okay, how do I do this? Anime-wise, Bleach was my #1 influence, especially the eyes. Right? Like the faces were very, I don't know, they were very expressive. Very, very expressive. Bleach has a distinctive, angular, and attractive way of drawing male characters, which is pretty different from yours. Yeah, I think I really picked up on the eyes specifically. I've never really, so that, yeah, and because the Cardcaptor influence is too strong, I've not been able to like get away from the like very like kind of round face, like this proportion of face, like this is Cardcaptor proportions, you know. I remember reading an interview with the author of Bleach a long time ago, and he said that anytime he couldn't decide where the plot would go next, he would just introduce a new character, which explains a lot about Bleach. Oh, that's fascinating. That's very fascinating. Huh. That does... I feel like that does explain a lot, actually. Always want to study Kubo style. No one draws attractive males like him. Yeah, he has a very, like, distinctive style. I'm curious, actually, what Kubo's influences are. Like, and his, especially in the male characters, have a lot of variation. Like, Kenpachi? I think that's his name, the eye patch guy. Like, what is that? How do you come up with that kind of design? With like spiky hair with the like dingly dings at the end of his hair. Like, how do you come up with that? You imagine someone very unhinged? But his hair! How do you make his hair like that? Art evolution is inevitable across any long-running series, with the difference between early and late Bleach is on a whole nother level. Oh, I should look that up. I don't think I stuck around with Bleach long enough to, like, be able to compare. I always think of Hikaru no Go when I think of art evolution. But I actually am not entirely sure whether the change in art style for Hikaru no Go is on purpose or not. Like, is it... I don't know if it's because the artist got better at drawing or if it's because they did it on purpose to show, like, how the main character, like, grows up over time. I never was 100% clear on that. Hikaru no Go was made by the Death Note guy. Yeah, it was made by the Death Note guy. I actually read Hikaru no Go first. And then when Death Note came out, I was like, where did my sports anime go? I want more sports anime. I want my Go anime. What happened? Where's my adorable ghost? Where's my adorable ancient ghost man? Where's the angst about becoming the best you can be and striving to learn? Going out for dinner, have a wonderful evening, or great evening, a wonderful week. You too! Thanks, Alexander Dean. Thanks for stopping by. Have a great dinner. You have a story related to Hikaru no Go. Tell me. I love hearing stories about Hikaru no Go. Hikaru no Go is so iconic. If you like, enjoy the early style Bleach, you should check out Kubo's pre-Bleach work, Zombie Powder. Oh, I've heard of Zombie Powder. I'm fairly certain I read it back in the day, but I probably wasn't like... I was very young. I don't remember anything about it. So, I guess I might as well say I haven't read it because I don't remember it. Got really into it in middle school and started learning to play Go. And one day at school, we had these 3 Japanese teachers come in and give a guest lecture. They see me, this little white boy, reading a book about Go, and all 3 of them just crowd my desk and get so excited. Ah! They're like, whoa! How do you know about this? And then you're like, I watched the anime. They're like, huh? And they're like, oh, anime. That's cute. That's cute, though. Where's my reference picture? How do the sleeves work? Sleeves work like this. Kind of twisting round. Bunched up near the shoulders. This is... So did you get to have a good like conversation about Go with the guest lecturers? That's so cute that they got excited. Did you pick up Go again? Barely remember it? Oh man, I was also very much into it because of Hikaru no Go. But it's been a while. Maybe I should challenge my nephew, who destroys me at chess and everybody at chess, and be like, do you want to play a game that I know? Have you heard of this game called Go? And I'll be like, no, I don't want to play, I don't know it. Like, you'll like it. Also, read this manga. Oh, I should give him the manga. I should give my nephew the manga and be like, read this, your life will be changed forever. Mainly it was just them going, you like this? Yeah. Oh! Well, the feelings got across. That's what's important. That's what's important. What have I done with this? leave. Okay. Draw Phantom here. He looks kind of like Pikachu. And then we'll draw cards. Hikaru was written by someone other than Uba, the Death Note writer. Oh right, he co-wrote it with somebody. I remember this. Or no, the manga artist drew it, but then somebody else wrote it. I remember. Yes, you are correct. So it was not corrupted. How do I draw somebody holding a deck of cards like this? This. This looks so stupid. Oh my god. Okay, great. This is what I wanted. I wanted it to look stupid. The artist works with a lot of different folks. Ah, he also did the art direction for this terrible Castlevania fighting game on the Wii. Dang. Me when I can't decide between C++ and Python. Try Go. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Is it bad that I've wanted to, like, check out the Go programming language just because it's named Go? What a shallow programmer I am. Judging programming languages by its name. By their names. My favorite programming language is Ruby still. One, because it's... I mean, it's nice to use, but it also has a pretty name. Ruby. Obata. Oh yeah, Obata. Takeshi Obata? I think? That's his name? Mine's a auto hotkey. Well, I think auto hotkey, I think in a lot of ways is more practical for daily life in a lot of ways, probably. Like I don't know how to use auto hotkey. It seems very useful for many different applications. You know, find someone to help me program my game. Probably gonna be a while before any progress is made on that. Well, I think the concept is still important enough. And once you have that, I think it'll be a lot easier to pitch it to potential collaborators, you know? Literally was gonna make a Ruby joke, but hesitated. No, that's too stupid. I did it first. I made the stupid Ruby joke first. You made a game engine in auto hotkey? Wait, that's kind of amazing. I don't even know how you do that. Like somebody really liked Ruby and decided to study Ruby. Oh. I also watched WRBY for a long amount of time. Then I kind of lost track of the plot. Like, I got confused. I don't know if they ever came back to it, but the character designs I thought were always really cool looking. You can do anything Python can, but I like its runtime better, except its library is a lot smaller, so you have to develop them yourself. Jojo, you know you want to get back into using RPG Maker. You know you want to program my game for me. Alas. If there was more time in the world, I would. I feel like I drew his face kind of lopsided. What's going on here? Wait, Joey takes 6 months to make a Christmas drawing. Surely she can freelance on the side. It's true. I'm probably not the fastest collaborator. I love Ruby. It's such a garbage show. It's so like, you know, I think it's because it reminds me. I like it because it reminds me of like there was like an era of Flash movies back in the day that were kind of like the vibe that Ruby has. I don't know how to describe it. Just kind of like action and like various character interactions, but like not really any sort of like overall plot. But you still would want to watch it because you're like, well, I gotta find out what happens next because like stuff's happening. Like I think that's what it, I don't know, that's why it appeals to me maybe. Freelance doesn't mean no pay. It wouldn't be freelance, I would pay her in Pokemon. No, sadly I am. I'm also cursed with wanting to do various projects. And so then the problem is all the people who like doing various projects, they all become friends, but then they can't like help each other with their projects because they're all doing their own projects. Ruby is such an incredible example of what happens when writers make every single wrong choice possible. Oh dang. I guess I never watched Ruby very critically. I think they had interesting characters. Is all I remember about it. Ruby is when a great action animator decided to write a story. Yes! That is exactly it. Sounds interesting just for that reason. Yeah, there's like good fight scenes. Like it's a fun watch. It's not a very good story, but it's a fun watch. And there's like little things here and there where you're like, oh, like, you know, there's some interesting character things. It's also interesting too because it's fully voice acted. Like it's a legitimate show, but it's, you know, it's like an indie made anime. And I think if I remember correctly, it actually got kind of, it was like fairly popular in Japan for a while. It might still be, I'm not sure. Oh, how am I gonna draw his hair? His hair's so like complicated looking. This looks vaguely correct. of Dead Fantasy for a long time, and then I found out that Monty Oum did a show with dialogue. I thought it wasn't the most sensible idea and it would be weird, and I was right. For the reasons of studying his failures, I've never watched it. Oh, I see. The first 2 seasons were fun, mindless action, but when Monty died, the other guys were like, okay, well, now we're gonna say things with this show, and sadly, they're the type of guys who should not be allowed to speak. Oh, did it get weird? Was it not based? People that want to be heard but have nothing to say. Ah, that's too bad. Yeah, I guess I did know that the original creator died. But it is like a whole like IP now. Like I think there's like I've seen some gacha games, like Japanese gacha games that have crossover events with Ruby. Like I think they have like there's like, you know, TCG crossovers and stuff like that. So, you know, I guess it would be hard to give that up when even when the creator dies. It's like, well, this is like a thing now. Hello, Galaxy Duck. Welcome, welcome. They died around season 3. They're on season 9. Holy bananas. That is a long show. Look too angry. Yes. I like this face. He's like, look at this! And all the cards drop to the ground. The main villain of Ruby is a woman who tried to save the world from corrupt gods, was tortured for it, and now is trying to get revenge on those who wronged her. The show's stance on this is basically woman be crazy. Oh no. Oh no. I've seen a lot of Pokemon Black and White art lately while trying to learn Pokemon songs. Ah. When you say learn Pokemon songs, you mean like, are you playing them on an instrument? Piano. Nice. People make such good Pokemon art. I followed a few people recently, actually. They had good color skills. I was like, I want to learn from you, Pokemon fan artist person who's very good at coloring. I was thinking about doing that as a stream, like maybe after Huevember, like doing kind of like a color analysis, like learning stream or something. I don't know. Because I've wanted to sit down. I used to actually do this more often as a younger person, but I haven't in a long while. Like sit down and actually like analyze like why I like a piece of art. Ruby's music does unironically slap though. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the intro with the, well, I mean it has multiple intros, but like the singer, what's her name? There's like a person who sings at least the first couple of intros and she's like really good at singing. Yeah, but the music is really good. I agree. I do remember that. I remember watching the Achievement Hunter people a lot back then. Yeah, Ruby's been around for a long time. I can't recall. Are they affiliated with Rooster Teeth of Red versus Blue fame? I vaguely remember that. I don't know if Achievement Hunters was also like a part of that network, I guess you could call it. Okay, does this hat look like a hat? Kinda looks like a hat. Good enough. The intro lyrics for the first ones also promise an epic narrative that the show cannot deliver. Aww. I'm correct on all of that? Oh, okay. Wow. I remember more about the internet from back then than I thought. Rooster Teeth is facing a lot of trouble right now, so Ruby might get super canceled. Oh. That is unfortunate. And they were like... They were like the whole thing back then, huh? Little dangly crystal thing here on the tip of this ribbon. Do not like how it's sliding with the hair strand. See if we can make this a bit here. Okay. Oh my gosh. Ruby spoilers, one of the most popular characters is this robot girl who has an entire long character art about being accepted and loved for who she is, and then the big dramatic climax is to her story is to turn her into a human. Oh, I remember her. What's her name? Like Penny or something like that? I thought she died. like one episode she just like disappeared and I was like, oh, okay, I guess that was the end of her whole thing. I guess she comes back? That's a bit disappointing. It's like, we shall love and accept you for who you are, except not. You'll be even more better acceptable if you are a person. Oh, she did, but they brought her back. Ah, okay. She gets a full death scene. Yeah, like I guess I said disappear because I was like, I didn't remember exactly what happened to her. But she died in sort of like an anticlimactic way, I feel like. I can't remember exactly. So I remember being confused. Oops. What have I done? I pressed a button on my door box and it like did something weird. What am I doing? Okay. Okay. This looks pretty good. I'm doing alright at drawing Gavis Bettel. It looks like him, I think. It looks like him. This is good. I'm glad when the characters I draw look like the characters they are supposed to be. He's got kind of... Okay, he has like a cutout on his glove, and he has like spiky nails. That's the problem with Ruby as a whole. It assumes we got acquainted with characters more than we actually did. There's also a druid who commits like multiple war crimes and horrible atrocities, but the show kind of treats it, it's like no big deal. But I can't get too mad about that one since I love Transformers, and basically every character there does at least one quirky war crime. That's the way it is with anime, isn't it? Sometimes your favorite characters are like terrible people. Okay, we are drawing a glove. How does this guy's glove work? Oh, his glove doesn't have a cutout. He has like an arm sleeve. His glove is actually like two pieces. It's like a big arm sleeve like this, and then he has an additional part, like half glove, like this. But they kind of just overlap a bit. Okay, I understand. Close up. Okay. There's a Transformers comic where Bumblebee is like, well, hey, he maybe just needed to commit a small genocide to get his head back in the game. Oh no. Correct? Yes. Okay. I did not realize this guy's V-neck is so low. Aren't you cold? What does that mean? Like zip up, you look cold, honey, or something like that? I forget. There's some kind of meme image that is related to this. Art is looking awesome as hell. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm actually quite pleased with how I ended up drawing his face. He looks like the exact amount of like cool slash goth kind of vibes, plus kind of hilarious incompetence. Okay. That's some kind of thingy on his shoulder. What is that? Shoulder pad? There's a crossover comic between Ruby and Justice League. Wow. It makes Ruby versions of DC heroes. And Batman is Batfaunus. Oh, he's a, what is it called? I guess it's not a furry. Is there a name for not? I guess he's a bat boy, like cat boy, but a bat. Heard one of your Huevembers got traction on Twitter. Got a number of likes. Yeah, the ones where I drew VTubers are like, I mean, I guess it makes sense because I like tag them with the VTubers art tags. And so, you know, people actually like go in and like look at that, and then I think yeah, the recent two that I did. Hello, Hitachi Johnson. Welcome to the chat. We're just vibing with some drawing. There's an animated movie crossover of Ruby in the Justice League? Oh no. That's very interesting. Huh. I'm kind of like morbidly curious to watch it. You know, have you all heard of what is that anime called? It was an anime that was written and directed by Jaden Smith, I think. What is it called? And he like voiced the main character. Neo Yokio, yes. My friends made me watch it one like Christmas season. They were like, "Have you seen Neo Yokio?" I was like, "No." They're like, "Well, you have to see it." I was like, "Okay." So we did watch it. Out of morbid curiosity. Well, they had seen it. I had not seen it yet. You love the show so much. It's kind of, I mean, it's not good, but it's charming in like its own weird way. I remember, but I haven't watched it since that time that my friends made me watch it. But we did talk about like making it a holiday season like tradition. But I don't think it's, how dare, it's ironically good and no one understands this. Oh no, I guess I'm one of the people who doesn't understand it. I'm very sorry. Maybe I have to give it another chance. Maybe I should talk to my friends who made me watch it and be like, maybe we should rewatch it. It's an absolute masterpiece. You, Beanie, I believe you, but I have to admit you are literally the only one I've heard talk about Neo Yokio in this way. Justifying genocide. Well, I don't think that's what they were doing. I think they were just saying that Transformers is problematic sometimes, which I think, and that also happens with a lot of media. I think that's what they were saying. You can go in the mindset with it being good. Okay. I mean, it has been a while. I think it would be fun to rewatch anyway, just for, you know. Actually, I don't think my husband's watched it. Maybe I'll make him watch it with me. How do I handle this belt thingy? Okay. Every time I tweet about Neo Yokio and how much I want to season 2, the official Twitter likes every one of my tweets. What? That's wild. What? Is Neo Yokio like Twitter affiliated or something? That's wild. What does that tell you? I don't know. I don't know what it tells me. I'm assuming this is old Twitter, which is, you know, still like, there are still questions, but different, maybe slightly different questions. Only Nazis are Twitter affiliated now? Oh man. The only reason I'm on Twitter now, well, I still post art there because still quite a lot of people follow me there. But it is the only place where, at least Japanese VTubers, they only hang out on Twitter. And a lot of Japanese artists only have Twitter. So I do still follow quite a number of people on there. But if you want to interact with, like post like VTuber fan art or just like their posts and things like that, you have to be on Twitter, unfortunately. But I think I've done a good job like curating my feed into only those things. So I don't see a lot of other stuff anymore, which is good. I've got to draw this weird sleeve thing. That's the thing, Twitter has artists that are only there and nowhere else. I know. Yeah, I think it's a lot of Japanese artists. Like, they only have Pixiv. I guess the other option is going on Pixiv, but they tend to only have Pixiv and Twitter. Sometimes they have like a Tumblr, but not, or an Instagram, but not, usually not. Many of them don't have Pixiv though. Yeah, a lot of them don't. Yeah, Pixiv I think is like the next most common. But yeah, still a lot of artists on Twitter. But I've done a good job curating, I think. So I just pop in, see what art is going on, see what the VTubers are doing. I draw his gloves correctly. This is, I think, as good as it's gonna get. Okay. Feel that way about Instagram. I hate how the site works, but it's also the main social media for artists. Yeah. I don't understand Instagram. I just kind of post on there and hope for the best. But I do like doing the stories because I feel like I can post like unhinged, very low effort things on there and I don't feel bad about it. And it does appeal to my like visual storytelling tendencies, for better or for worse. Oh my god, how do I draw this thumb? Oops. Does this look like a hand? I guess it does. Twitter's dying. Blue Sky isn't big enough yet. Tumblr lost its use since the horny purge. Yeah, I still post on Tumblr here and there, but people aren't as active on it, I feel like, anymore. Sadly. But I still post on there. I feel like Tumblr is still kind of comfy for me. Maybe just because it's familiar. And also because I feel like, because it's not like a microblogging type place, people tend to be a lot more like, you know, it's more content rather than like, you know, random thoughts. Stuff gets traction. Yeah, I really like the reblogging stuff and the fact that people can. I love reading Tumblr tags, like when people reblog something and then they tag it with some comments and cute things like that. Sometimes people say funny things. I really enjoy reading the tags. Interestingly, like I feel like different things get get popular on different platforms. Like the past two VTuber ones were really popular on Twitter, which makes sense because all the VTubers, well, those particular VTubers and their fans are on Twitter. But like I think on Tumblr the popular one was the Bochi the Rock fan art that I did, the Huevember. I don't know, it's like really, and then but the same art didn't really get that much traction on Twitter. I don't know, it's just interesting. Oh, can I say, like, I you know how I was in Japan a little while ago, and there we went to a restaurant in Okinawa, and there was a guy who was like, oh, can I think he was the owner of the restaurant. I'm assuming so. He was the owner of the restaurant, I'm fairly certain. He was like, oh, can I take a picture with you guys? Because he was from apparently his like family was from Singapore, or his like great grandpa or something was like that. So he was like really excited actually, because we told him that's where at least my husband's family, like that's where they were from. And he was like, oh, can I take a picture with you guys? And I'm gonna put it on my Instagram. Is that okay? And then I'm like, oh yeah, sure. And then out of curiosity, I looked him up because I was like, oh, I wonder if he really did post it. And he did. He posted it. And then I commented on it. And I was like, oh, hey, I'm like one of the people in the picture. We had a great time at a restaurant. And, it was really nice meeting you. Thank you for the delicious food. And then he, commented back and was like, oh, thank you. Like, come anytime. And then he followed me. And so I followed him back because I was like, oh, okay, why not? And every time I post a Huevember, he likes it. And I'm like, were you even an anime dude? This isn't a bad thing, but I'm just like, well, now I feel self-conscious because I don't know if you knew what you were signing up for when you followed me, but he likes all of my art, which I'm very grateful for, but I was just surprised. You had a best tag a few weeks ago? Oh, what was your tag? What was the tag you found, Greg? Or that you got? Speaking of getting eyes on your work, I was debating if I want to turn my fake mom project into a little YouTube series or something. To show off chunks and new designs at a time along with posting to Insta and whatnot. That seems like a good idea. It's a good way to get feedback too, probably. Or at least you have like some, like a link you can share with people. And it kind of, gives you a little bit of accountability. Like, I'm sure you'll get people who are like waiting to see your next update and stuff, and then you'll feel like, oh, I gotta work on this so I don't disappoint my fans. It'll give you some accountability. What if you were from Singapore, you were from Whisperer Ridge? Oh, I get it. I have to live up to the standards of this old Japanese restaurant owner. Yeah, basically. He wasn't that old. I think maybe he's like 40 or something. 40 or 50. He wasn't that old, but he likes all my my anime art, and he likes the stories. Like the other day he likes the stories I post. Like the other day I posted this hastily edited picture of Marble because I needed a picture to post about Legend of Legaia. And I was like, okay, I'll draw the protagonist's hair on Marble and I will post that and be like, I'm streaming Legend of Legaia. I posted it and he liked it. I was like, and then I thought, wait, is this restaurant owner secretly a connoisseur of PS1 RPGs? And then I was like, maybe, that's possible. But he also may just have liked this weird picture of my cat. Because it is kind of funny by itself. So I don't know. Hashtag stop smoking the Zaza and pay attention to your children. Oh yeah. See, this is the kind of thing that I like about Tumblr, is that people will just say all sorts of like, people will tell stories and really like hash out their feelings in the tags. There's a comic I drew a while back that got a lot of traction on Tumblr. It's the one about Marble almost jumping on the kitchen counter, and I'm like, no, I can see what you're thinking. Don't do it. And then he has like this mischievous look on his face, and that one got a lot of reposts, reblogs on Tumblr. And reading the tags for that one is really fun because people are talking about their own cats. They're like, oh, this is my cat, so and so. And they're like, oh, this is just like my cat. And then they'll kind of like tell a little story about their cat. Their own cats jumping on counters. So I don't know. It's very unique. It's a unique thing that Tumblr has that you really can't find anywhere else. There's an Odin dragon. Another person likes a photo of a cat. Huh, another Lagai fan? I somehow doubt it. Yeah, I feel like the Occam's razor explanation is he just liked this cat with blue hair. One day you're going to post a piece and he won't like it and you'll be so slaying awake in bed at 4 a.m. thinking, what did I do wrong? It's like, oh no, is he mad at me? What have I done? Is he okay? He hasn't liked my posts in a long time. I wonder if he's okay. Okay, how do I draw? I want to draw Bettle's like little creature on his shoulder. Let's see. Okay. It looks kind of like Pikachu from this silhouette. I'm not gonna lie. I'm sorry, old man. I didn't know you hated Final Fantasy Tactics. But I did follow him back. He posts a lot of pictures of food. Not just from his restaurant. I think he just goes around and like eats different kinds of food. He really seems like he's enjoying life. I respect that. Okay. This all we need to draw for this creature? Okay. Okay, looking disapprovingly. I like it. Are we done with the art? Or the line art, I mean. Almost. I almost forgot this line here. Did I forget anything? It looks fine. Why is there a line up here? What is this? Get away. What is this? Watch this. Put a little... This looks so stupid. I like it. Makes me think of how Yukamori, the artist who does those clay art Pokemon cards, is this old Japanese woman who just travels the world and takes photos of convenience stores. She's published like 3 books all about different convenience stores of the world. That's so cool though. That's so cool. She's like she's a konbini otaku. She knows all about convenience stores. That's really cool. I want to know what she thinks about what does convenience stores tell us about how people live? She must have some thoughts about this. She finds them fascinating, it seems like, for some reason. Cyclops Pikachu, exactly. Uh... Okay. See. What am I doing? I am staring at the reference. Do you have any other trinkets that I did not draw? Okay, this is fine. This is fine. This is fine. Let's do the planning. He's also designed mascots for a ton of different weird brands, like Dieselkin. Dieselkin for this Japanese gas company. Oh, I should erase this. Oh, dang, I can't. Finish the selection first. Okay. I should probably put the cards coloring on a new layer. Otherwise, I think I will be unhappy. Jojo, you're such a talented artist. I love your work so much. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I try my best. Is this hair? What did I draw here? This is a piece of hair. Yeah, I try my best. Just gotta try. Art is really just about time, I feel like. You just gotta take the time. And sometimes I think that's harder for some people than others, depending on, you know, personal situation and whatnot, but if you have time, and I feel like that's all it's an exercise in patience, is what I have realized. Wasn't gonna draw anything until next month, but your stream made me. Oh, is that a good thing? That seems like a good thing to me. I'm happy to have inspired the drawing. I want to commission you so badly, but I know you're busy with Huevember and Jack. Oh man. Thank you. Oh man, I haven't done commissions. I haven't opened my commissions in so long. People keep asking for them. And I really do want to open commissions, but I'm just so like... It's a bad thing. I messed up your schedule. I know you're all about the schedule, Greg. I want to open commissions so badly. And also, like, there's a new website that came out called VGen. VGen, I think, which is like a commission website that I've seen actually a lot of artists hop onto. And that seems like a really great way, but, you know, to get commissions now that I'm, you know, not doing Artist Alley anymore. That used to be the major way I would do commissions, but I don't know. The thought of it really, like, I don't know what I'm afraid of. I guess I'm afraid of something. Maybe feeling like I have obligations. Like trying to minimize. Maybe I'm trying not to take on more obligations than I want to. I'm scared of having obligations, maybe. And it's like if I have the choice between not having less obligations and having more obligations, I think I'm like in a phase where I want less. Your art is cool as shit. Oh, thanks. You could do commissions for me specifically, your good friend Beanie. Oh. Oh man. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard. It's like really. Yeah, Huevember is definitely taking up time right now. And then also, like, if I'm gonna prioritize commissions for anyone, it's probably my husband. Because it's like the one thing he likes. Like, he doesn't really like getting material gifts. But like, in some ways, it's kind of nice, right? Because it's like, oh, he loves my art so much that he wants it as like a present for like special occasions. Like, that feels nice. But then on the other hand, it's like so much easier to just like order something and be like, hello, I got you like a game or whatever. That, you know, but he doesn't really like care too much about material possessions. He likes more the emotional aspect of I love material goods. I love stuff. Me too. I am a material goods kind of person. I'm like, yes. Give me the video games. My husband bought me the Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster for Christmas. And I still have like 3 other games that are still in the shrink wrap because I haven't opened them. But yeah, he's not that way. He's very much like he's the kind of person who likes, you know, like nicely written cards and notes, you know, or drawings that he can use on, you know, show off on his phone or as like a profile picture somewhere. So in some way, it's nice, but it's also a lot more time consuming. Typical men wanting personal things. I do feel like my husband and I are kind of like swapped in terms of the gender stereotype, which isn't a bad thing. It's just an observation. Like it's not just for this. I'm like, I think in many other things. I don't know why. I like getting commissions because they give me an excuse to draw something that isn't fake mon. Also, they mean money to buy Transformers. True. That is true. Like I've drawn some really funny things and like encountered characters that I would never have encountered otherwise because of commissions. That was always fun. And sometimes people come up with some good ideas. But other times, oh, maybe this is what I'm afraid of. Like other times, like I'll do a commission and then I'll like halfway through be like, oh man, I don't like how this is turning out. And like I'll really struggle with it. And like normally if I was just doing it for myself, I'd probably just scrap it and like do something completely different. But you can't do that with a commission. They paid me money to draw this thing specifically. So I'm like, well, I can't give up. I have to finish. I have to do this, even though I'm like really not feeling it right now. So maybe that's the thing I'm afraid of, is like not having the freedom to like not do it if I don't want to, and that scares me. But you know, when you've been hired for it, you can't not do it. You have to do it. Well, I guess my day job's a little bit like that too. Like when I was in school, you know, your computer science homework is like, you're like, well, I've already stayed up till 2 a.m. trying to figure this like problem out, this like, you know, whatever, like theory problem out or whatever. I've tried to put together the proof, and it's 2 a.m. and I think I'm like 90% of the way there, and I don't really know what the last half of it is, but like whatever, I'm going to sleep. I'll just turn this in. It's okay. I'll just get points off. It's fine. But you can't do that in real life. It's like you go to your job and then they're like, oh, there's this bug and it's like causing, you know, problems for real customers who are like trying to do this thing, and they're very sad. And then you can't just fix it partway through because you get tired. You have to fix it, even if it's really annoying. So, being an adult, wanting video games. My last commission was a sexy slime girl, and I was like, yeah, like sometimes you get stuff where you're like, this is fun. I like this idea. It's not something I would have thought of myself, but That's why it's like interesting. There's one time a friend commissioned me to design their branding and I really hated it, but they thought it was perfect. So there's stuff out there that has my name on it that I think is terrible and it's upsetting. Oh no! Oh, I'm sure that happens to everybody, every creative person. I think that's like the definition of professionalism right there. You're just like, well, you hired me for a job and by golly, I'm gonna finish it. At the cost of my own sanity, maybe, but I'll finish the job. I legitimately thought it was some of the worst stuff I'd ever done, and they're just like, yes, perfect. Interesting. It is interesting how people's perceptions of stuff can be completely different. It reminds me of a tip that I heard once, or maybe I read it somewhere on one of those like DMing tips for Game Master blogs or whatever. But I read this tip for if you're a GM running a D&D game, rather than summarizing it yourself, you should get the players to summarize what happened last time, because sometimes they'll surprise you with like they really thought like some, you know, the things that they think are important in the story will like sometimes be really different from what you thought was important. I always thought that was a very good tip. Whoa, what happened? Oops, I flipped to the wrong layer. Okay. Let me start picking colors now. So we are on... Well, let me save. I've made so much progress. I don't want to lose my progress. Your hand sanitizer smells like egg drop soup? That seems bad. I feel like you shouldn't be using it. That doesn't seem good for hand sanitizer. I don't know, I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert, but that does not seem good. DM tip: assign your players a book report of each session. I was lucky in that the campaign that I was DMing recently, not recently, this was years ago actually. I did have a player who was like the note taker. So that was actually very, very nice. Four colors, I think. Fill in the background first because that'll give us kind of a baseline, like, relative color against which to balance everything else. Betel is super pale. We're gonna make him super pale. I actually got to do my job now, but I'll be back. Oh, thanks for chatting. Have a good work day. DM tip: bananas have potassium. Man, if you said that at a D&D table, your players would be like, "What does that mean? Is this a puzzle? There's some kind of secret to this?" They will be suffering, I feel like. Okay, so we have kind of some base colors, and now we will blob in some blocks. Some base color blocks. I remember at the start of the pandemic, some public hand sanitizer dispensers smelled exactly like they crudely distilled homebrew ethanol and stuck it into a bottle. Oh man. There was a shortage of, oh my gosh, I just realized Bettel's arm is not connected. Uh-oh. Connect. Okay. There was a shortage of, hand sanitizer back when it first started, I remember. People were like stocking up. And then it was getting like really expensive. Yeah, it's very easy to like freak out your players. Actually, you don't actually have to say a whole lot. I've learned in my brief time DMing. You can actually be just kind of like even if you don't really know. Here's the secret. Even if you don't really know like what you're going to do next, you can kind of just like be cryptic a little bit and then kind of see where their imagination takes them and sort of ride off that. Which seems like cheating. And in a way, I guess it might be, but I think it's a really good storytelling strategy. Because like I think that's the definition of people crafting the story together. I don't know. Oh no, I forgot a line. What the heck? Hold on. Where did my line art go? I could have sworn I drew this. Did I accidentally undo it? Okay. Okay. That's the only compelling thing about her role-playing fucking with the players. Oh my gosh, it's so much fun. I highly, if that appeals to you, I highly recommend trying out DMing. That is basically the whole point of DMing. Is you get to mess with them. And then you take their characters and you like, oops, I'm painting on the wrong layer. You take their characters and you have them spend all this time like thinking of their backstory, and then you like create NPCs that they really care about, and then you kill them. And they're like, no! And then you're like, you have to save them or else they're gonna die forever. And then sometimes the players try their best and their favorite characters still die forever. But it makes for good stories. This is how you make good stories. You make everything go wrong. You won't though ever. It's a lot of work. It is definitely a lot of work. Not for everybody. I mean, not that it's like too hard for anybody to do, but like, you know, some people want to do other things with their time. Okay. Bettel has kind of gray hair. Well, a bit too dark. Gonna blob in some hair color. Grayish purple instead of a straight up gray. So this is one thing I've started to realize through my Huevembers is like you can kind of like Bettel has sort of whitish hair, but because the overall vibe of the color scheme of the picture is supposed to be, you know, this purple color, you can tint everything's tinted like a little bit purple, and you can see that the most easy with you know, with things that are supposed to be white. So like his hair is gonna be a little bit purple, but it'll still read as white relative to, if you get the values right, like if it's not too dark, it will still read as white-ish, grayish. That's one thing that I've started to realize is like trying not to use straight up white or black, but instead using a really light or a really dark version of the like ambient color, which in this case is the purple here. So that's one thing I've learned. The exception being the skin color. which I think is okay if it's like this is a pretty like it's a very light color because Gavis is pretty pale, but like it's still fairly saturated and not purple tinted. So like if I wanted to make this like skin color a little bit more purple tinted, I would, you know, maybe make it a kind of a grayish color, but that just makes them look real dead. So I think the exception for skin, because in real life skin is kind of like in terms of material, it's kind of translucent. It sort of traps light a little bit and can be kind of glowy, at least in the like, you know, ideal sense, in that you're like a fashion model or an anime character and you have perfect skin. You can make it kind of this brighter saturated color and it doesn't look so weird, even if you think, you know, even if you think it might like clash with the color, but it actually it looks like the way that skin is supposed to look. I think this is all just like the, you know, observations I've made as I've tried to figure out how color works. Here's another place. His scarf is also white, but I think it's a lighter white than his hair. We'll blob that in. So never using just straight up white, but paying attention to like how it relates to the ambient color. So basically realistic lighting is not always the best. Yeah, I think especially for anime illustrations, and also because like I think it emulates how in professional photography, like realistic lighting in photos doesn't always look good, right? Like sometimes you take a good photo and it's because the lighting was just right? And then in, you know, studio photography, they have all these like lights set up so that things are lit up, like your face is lit up and like all this stuff is lit up, even though this would never happen in real life. And it doesn't look that weird. It just, you know, it looks nice. So it's kind of a similar concept, I think, is my thinking. It's a little bit more about like trying to make the colors harmonious and then making it look feasible, not necessarily realistic, but making it look believable. That's like good enough. If that were the case, you could slap a solid tint over the whole thing and call it ambient lighting. Yeah, some people do that actually. That's but you definitely do have to, it's a good shortcut. Like if you're short on time and you're like a comic artist or something and you need to color a lot of panels at once, that's actually a pretty common trick from what I understand, is that you do what's called local color. Like you paint the character as if they, like how the way that they would show up in like, you know, like just like very neutral lighting. And then you slap a tint over it based on the lighting. So if, you know, they're in a sunset lighting, or if they're underwater or whatever, like you can very easily take a shortcut there, but then the values will sort of get muddied up and like it'll be sort of hard to tell apart, like you know, like, oh, like where does the shadow begin and the light and the colors kind of made it mixed up a little bit, so it's like hard to tell. So you have to go in and sort of adjust it manually here and there and be like, oh, okay, like this, you know, I slapped the tint over and it made this part a little bit too dark, so I'm gonna paint over it with a slightly more saturated color or whatever. You do have to manually go fix it, but that is a shortcut that people will do. Maybe that's something I should try just for the heck of it. But I have a hard time thinking about color in separate like lighting layers like that. I'm very much like I feel like I'm much more, my brain just more easily understands like the single dimension of like, or I guess two-dimensional, like, oh, there's the shadow should be this color and this lighting should be this color, and that's all. Like I have a hard time thinking about the colors and layers, or like predicting how the layers are gonna affect each other. So I much prefer this. They do that in some movies for night scenes, and you can kind of tell. Yeah, like post-production Yeah, that makes sense. Post-production, whatnot. Man, I'm gonna spend the whole stream on just this picture, huh? That's fine. This is fine. Am I even gonna finish this on stream? I'm like actually so tired already. I think my Huevember motivation is like slowing down because I've been doing so many of these. Isn't Biddle's like design so cool though? I love his like double eyes, his double colored eyes. And his hair is like the opposite of his eyes. I mean, if I really wanted to, I could like leave, you know, kind of just roughly block it in and call it a day. But I won't be satisfied with that. I want to make it a drawing I'm proud of, dang it. I've already given up on seeing your husband's gift by the 25th. I'm glad my husband is appreciative of the like amount of time that this sort of thing takes. So he's not too sad about not getting it on time. He once, I think I posted about this on Twitter one year. When I think for Christmas, I gave him a drawing and then he bought me, oh no, for anniversary, maybe? I gave him a drawing for our anniversary and he bought me this like really cute bracelet. And I was like, oh, I love it. And then he was like, and then he said he felt sorry because he felt like the bracelet wasn't as cool as the drawing I gave him. And I was like, no! What are you talking about? I love it. I thought that was very sweet of him. He's very appreciative. Yeah, he was like sad. He was like, oh. It's like, I didn't give you a good, like a cool enough present in comparison. I was like, no! What are you saying? What are you talking about? Next year. Next year I will heed the warnings. And start drawing the present early. Okay, I gotta block in the cards. Why did I draw all these cards? I have to paint all these cards. Why did I do this to myself? Start Huevember in August. Perhaps. Like, I mean, it's not like I finished them on time either. Like the whole thing of like, oh, I can post it when everyone else is posting it. It's like, I'm not doing that anyway. Giving is a complicated thing. Yeah, it very much is. Everyone's very different. I myself am doing a Christmas theme drawing for a channel I follow. Oh. Idea's 8 comic pages and I want to end it already. That's relatable. Like you start on something and then you're like, why? Hugest. Exactly. Maybe I'll start it. Maybe I will start a trend called Hugest, and I will market it as for the people who wanna do Huevember, but they know they're gonna be late, so starting it early. Rise up, fellow slow drawers. It's gonna be a really funny inside joke, so I'll just have to. Ah. The motivation to pull off the joke. I felt this way with one of the Huevembers. I think the last one I just posted, the Huevember I just posted, the one that was supposed to be a Shaman King reference, with the guy sitting on the tombstone, and the original manga page that pose is from has a big graveyard scene behind it, and it looks really cool. And originally I was gonna draw the whole graveyard scene, and then I was like, I don't. This will take me forever. So I gave up. I was very excited about the idea I had in my brain. And then I was like, I cannot do this in the amount of time that I wish to do it. I think I could have done it if I had given myself maybe... Oh, I don't know. Like several more hours, I think. Like, I feel like I had to understand the perspective and all that. Be able to color it right. And like the original, I can't just copy the shading from the original, because it wasn't quite what I was going for either. It's a bit too like brightly colored. So I had to kind of think about the shadow and light on my own. And that, the shadow and light stuff would have taken me a while to figure out with the perspective. Kind of a unique perspective I haven't tried before. So then I was like, you know what? Never mind. I'll just make like a whatever background. Maybe that might be my next challenge after I get used to Huevember, like focusing on backgrounds, like composition Vember. Composition January. Okay, cards have been blocked in. Okay. Start blocking in more colors. What am I doing? Want a little bit of dramatic lighting, like high contrast. It's gonna be really funny. Oh, I read that already. Also, I noticed it helps doing multiple drawings at once. Once I get fed up with one, I go to the previous one. Oh, I definitely did that in Inktober. Sometimes I would draw sketches for multiple at a time, and then like kind of and sort of draw the sketches out of order. That actually did help. That was actually really useful because I wanted to do Huevembers while I was on my trip, but I ended up not doing it because it was, you know, I was away from my desk and it was like hard to draw. It's too dark of a skin shadow. Pink, kind of pink color. Seems good. But so I ended up just doing sketches instead of doing the actual drawings, and that was actually kind of useful. Thanksgiving still has me like, ugh. Me too. Oh man, it's Monday tomorrow. Don't remind me. Don't remind me. Well, this hat makes a shadow, I bet. him look too evil if I make the shadow too low. I feel like I threw a diss at you before on your male characters and you proceeded to make the hottest guy. Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. Yeah, I'm normally not too good at drawing male characters. Oh man, I don't think I picked a good... I need to pick a different shadow color. Maybe this orangey color is better. Yeah. Yeah, I'm normally not super good at male characters, but I kind of lucked out. Sometimes I succeed. It also helps that Betel's character design is like a little bit feminine. I had a much harder time when I was drawing Shinri a while back because he's very like manly man kind of character. I mean, I suppose one thing I could have done is just kind of draw Shinri in my own style anyway. But I don't know, maybe it wouldn't have looked like him. Well, still a little bit too dark. See, this is what I'm still doing this, where I'm like, I don't know how colors work. Just a guy. Yeah, but Betel's design, I think, is a little bit more conducive to my style. I feel like I still didn't pick a good shadow color. Should I make it more purpley? The shadow should be reflective of the ambient color. I need to do this. A bit too dark. This? A little bit better? And then I can draw kind of a saturated like line here to... He looks very pale, which maybe is good? I don't know. I don't know. Something like this? Looking so good. Oh, thank you! Hey, Gamer Bee! Hope you had a good dinner. I think that's where you said you were going. I'm in color picking struggle land right now. Maybe you can relate. I don't know. I don't know what color anything should be. I don't know how shadow works. I don't know anything. I don't know anything! Ah! Tummy is happy? Oh good! Glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear it. Put in some shadow colors here for the skin. Okay, yeah, I think I'm happy with this shadow color that I've picked. Good. Frequent passenger struggle bus. As am I. As am I. He's got a little bit of a... kind of like a tiny bit of dark circles under his eyes. Which I think relates to the... That's like a character trait that people are into now, right? Like tired. Tired old man. Maybe I just think that because of Final Fantasy XIV. This side a little bit darker. That is covering the shadow. This. Okay. A seat on the struggle bus? offer. You were on the struggle bus so long that you became part of the bus. Oh no. What a terrible fate. What a terrible fate has befallen you. Okay. Where else do we need a block in? Mouth. What color is the inside of Gavin Spettle's mouth? Where's his... Okay. Wait, it's a bit... Get a bit darker. Okay, there. Then... There we go. I like how he shadowed the nose. So simple, but it works so well. It is... Yeah, I like the way it ends up working. I mean, like, in reality, like, if you think about it too hard, it looks kind of... You know, you put a shadow on one side and then, like, you know, highlight on the other side. It gives it, like, a little bit of dimension without looking too... While still looking like an anime nose. But if you think about it too hard, like, what you're really drawing is, like a nose that looks like a rectangle. And then, you know, you highlight one side and then you're shadowing the other. I don't know. Don't think about it too hard. I'm glad it looks good though. Anime noses are a delicate thing, indeed. You can't think about the anime nose too hard. It'll mess you up. Hair shadow color. What are we doing here? Be like, oops, on the wrong layer. Maybe like here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's a good shadow color. I've chosen well. I don't know what I'm gonna do about this like multicolored hair stuff though. May be difficult. We will see. So again, like here, I'm kind of like the strategy I've been taking with the recent Huevembers is like take the base color and then kind of like imagine the midpoint or like, you know, some color on the line between the ambient color and the base color, and then you get this color, the shadow color. So kind of just adding a bit more purpley, darker purpley. That's the strategy. I think before Huevember, I previously was just kind of like, oh, like the base color but darker, whatever that means. But I think it really needs to be, the shadows are colored by the ambient light in a lot of cases. So that is one trick, but I still have trouble with it when dealing with skin. You need to make it look bright still, because it's skin. But not too bright. That's a nice shadow. Thank you. I feel like I'm getting better. I feel like I'm getting better at figuring out how shadow work. How do shadow work? How is shadow formed? Okay. Ooh, and then another trick I've been starting to do is checking the values. Put a whole layer of white on top and then change it to color blending mode. Then you can kind of just toggle that on and off to see if the values make sense. I think they vaguely make sense. At least the hair shadows do, so we'll keep going with that. I'm getting the feeling. It's happening. Improving is like being yourself. I hope not. That does not sound pleasant. I mean, I suppose improving is also not super pleasant sometimes. It is an unpleasant process. Everybody can see it, but only you can get the warm feeling inside. I see. Offer is horrified. Did you make that up, Greg? Did you hear that from somewhere? Who taught you to say this? You stole it? I've never heard that before. Let's do a rough color of the eyes because can't resist ever. Can't resist coloring the eyes. Yeah. Okay. This is coming along. Stole it a tweet from like 4 years ago. I wish I had a better memory for things like this. Sometimes I come across things like the quote that Greg bestowed upon us. And I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna make that part of my vocabulary. And then I immediately forget. My memory is like a goldfish. Me too. I feel really bad. Sometimes this will happen when I'm like talking to students. Like for my job, I sometimes, you know, mentor students. And sometimes they'll like, you know, we'll like have a nice chat and then they'll hit me up later and be like, oh yeah, you know, and then I'll be like, oh yeah, nice to meet you. And they'll be like, oh, actually we talked like a while ago, if you remember. And I'm like, I am so sorry. I don't remember anything. I am the worst. I'm just the worst. So, I need to work on that. I don't know how you would even, like, improve this, though. Is that, like, a thing you can improve? Actually, the book I was reading about, I mentioned a while back, I was reading a book about, this guy who was a Russian spy during the Cold War, I think. And, like, apparently in his, like, spy school, when he went to school for being a spy in Russia, he like learned strategies to like absorb large amounts of information and like maintain it, because like sometimes you can't just like take notes, because if somebody catches the note, then you're screwed. So you can't write down things to remember them. You have to like remember, you know, your special instructions for how to get in contact with HQ when you're in trouble, when you're undercover and whatnot. And so he had to do just that, because he was a Russian spy, but like secretly working for Britain, but he had to like go back to Russia for some reason and like stay undercover. And they gave him all these instructions, like, okay, when you want to leave the country, like, you have to do this at this time and like wear, you know, this color of clothes and be carrying a Safeway bag and like say this code word and like all this complicated stuff, but he can't write it down. He had to memorize it. And I'm like, what was the secret? I would like to know. You ever watch a movie or TV series and enjoy it a lot, but a week later forget everything that happened to it? Yes, this happens to me constantly. I'll be like telling a friend like, oh man, I just watched a show, it was so awesome. I kind of forget what happens, but I remember it being really cool. So just believe me. Anyway, you should watch it. Yeah, or, you know, like, people, this happened to me a lot at anime cons. Like, I'd be, even for stuff I really like, you know, Digimon or whatever, like, people will be like, oh yeah, and like the time when this, you know, character did that, and I'm like, I totally remember. I didn't remember. I'm like, oh yeah, that happened, I think. I still remember the comic of driving with your parents like it was the first time in the Dead Raccoon. Wow, I'm flattered that it stuck in your mind for so long. Also why I could never get involved in like politics or something. I'll learn something and then remember the feeling I had in my vague conclusion on something and then remember zero details about what I learned. Yes, exactly. Same. Wait, I think we've had this conversation before. Oh no, have we? Because if we have, we both forgot. And somebody in chat would be like, could just be like, yes, we have. And I would just believe them because I wouldn't know any different. Uh-oh. Look at this weird creature. Oh god, we're all losing our minds. How do I color this creature? Is this creature furry? What kind of material are you made out of, creature? Did I draw a specular highlight on you? Maybe not. Draws too much attention. Also, I never forgot your birthday was August 8th, probably because my birthday is also in August. Oh, I didn't know that. Maybe I did? I can't remember. Yeah, I think my birthday is particularly easy to remember, though. Oh man, there's a friend that I've had since middle school, and she remembers my birthday. She still texts me on my birthday and says happy birthday, but I don't remember her birthday because we didn't keep in touch for a long time. But we still have each other's numbers and we don't like talk or anything. But you know, she'll send we send each other messages on holidays. But I don't remember what her birthday is. And so I can't, she sends me a birthday message like every year. And I'm like, I sure wish I could return the favor, but I cannot ask you this question because it would be wild. This would be a really disappointing question, I think, to get from your friend who you knew since high school. Or middle school. So even longer than high school. So I can never ask. I'm watching About Oliver's Outer Wilds playthrough now. Amazing, by the way. And I'm amazed at how well he remembers almost everything in pristine detail throughout his playthrough. Oh man. That's gonna serve him well. I feel like Outer Wilds is a game that requires... He's an astrophysicist. Oh, that's cool. I wonder if maybe part of the like I wonder if he's just good at memorizing things, or maybe it's because he, I mean, if he kind of already thinks a lot about space, like maybe it sticks in his mind better or something. I don't know. That's interesting. I'll have to check that out. That would be fun to watch. I remember a date about the most awful thing about a classmate of mine. Uh-oh. I'm curious, but I don't think I want to know. I'm curious, but I don't want to know. I'm scared. Don't tell me. Unbelievably smart. Oh my gosh. I feel like I'm a fairly smart person, but physics did kick my butt. When I was in school, I was a lot better at biology because I knew how Punnett squares and like genetics worked because I played like a cat breeding simulator, like sim game where you like breed cats and like you trade the cats. It was like realistic genetic system. You like trade your cats with other people. And so then like in high school when our teacher was like, okay, Punnett squares, I was like, I know this. I do this all the time. And they were like, what? September 12th, and next year is the 5th year anniversary, so I'm messaging her for sure. You're trying to make me more curious. That's what I know you're trying to do. I'm not gonna fall for it. I'm not gonna fall for it. But at the same time, it can't be that bad if you're on messaging terms with your classmate. It can't be that bad, right? Oh man, I just realized. Oh, Bettel has this like crazy pattern on his jacket. How do I paint this? I'm gonna have to bring out the multiply layer. This is what I'm going to. You're not a messaging terms with your classmate? You're just a reminder of the date? Oh, so you're just so you're just being a chaos gremlin in this person's life? Oh my god. Okay, let's bring out the multiply layer. Physical sciences are for the most part well above my head. Oh, I know. I think the best I got was like... The most complicated I got for me was like... You know in physics and you have to solve these problems about like... You know, like you're standing in an elevator with your friend and like... You know, there's like an egg on the ground or whatever. And like, you know, if you jump up when the elevator is going at this velocity, like how much force is being, you know, whatever. I did get bamboozled by those. That's about as complicated as I can handle, I think. Okay. I have multiply layer colored the pink half of his shirt. The rest I can do normally. The gloves need to be shaded. Bit too bright. Like this. This. Where's my reference picture? How does the light hit the hand? Okay. This. darker under this. Okay. Okay. And then shadow on this hand is like basically almost all in shadow. This. Okay. This mostly what I want for color blobs. Feel like okay, maybe this is fine. And then for the card shadows, we can do another multiply layer because we're gonna have to draw a bunch of like card symbols on there. So we will do this multiply layer style. This. Oops. Drawing is like a curse. Oh no, why do you say that? There definitely are times where I start a drawing and I'm like, I cannot rest until I'm finished. Thing like this seems good. It's exhausting, but also I cannot ever stop. Oh man, ain't that the truth? It's like, I'm so tired already. Can I just post this? I mean, I guess I could. But I want it to look cooler. Want it to look cooler. Pick from displayed color here. And put in some highlight blocks also. Brighter. Harsh lighting. Because I want to match this highlighting up here. I'm gonna do the highlighting for the... Maybe just a normal layer on top. That. Okay. Me with music production. But it also feels nice, right? Like to have something that to make. I think making things is always very... It's satisfying. I just realized I want to make Phantom's Eye look down at the falling cards. I think that'll be funnier. So let's do that instead. The face when I'm sitting on a pretty much finished album because it's not perfect yet. Oh man. Wait, you made a whole album? That's cool. Are you able to talk about what kind of album it is? I'm curious. Okay, now I think we go in the refinement stage. Okay, so let's clean up these color blobs. Then I think we'll be good. Kinda sad I didn't get to draw, Metal has like cool shoes. Wish I could draw shoes. But alas, maybe next time. I made many, but it gets harder as my workflow gets more involved. Heavy experimental electronic. Ooh. Very interesting. I mean, this probably makes sense. I would guess this is the case, but do you also do kind of like with every album you try to do like a specific, you try to learn a specific thing, or you're like, I want to try this thing, so I'm going to make a whole album to like explore it. Is that how it kind of goes in music too? Because at least for me, that's kind of how I'm, especially with these challenges. I'm definitely, like... Yeah, I should learn how to, There's like a thing I want to do. Always evolving in some way, yeah. I feel like you have to be fairly conscious of it. Like, for me, if I don't think about it, then I end up not practicing it, Like, drawing is kind of exhausting because I feel like you have to do it in a sort of active way, not just because it involves like some skill, some mechanical skill, but because you have to... If you're gonna spend the time doing it, like, I don't know. It's nice to do it thoughtfully because then at least you like learn something out of it, but if you don't do that, then you can still finish something, it just won't be... I don't really know what I'm trying to say. You have to use a lot of mental energy, like I think more than you might expect. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. That's what drives me to do it, to try new things. Yeah. Because then when you're like done and you get to look at it and you're like, I made this. It's not perfect, but it's like, I made it. And it sounds pretty good, or it looks pretty good. I have to admit, like, when I finish something I'm proud of, I go back and stare at it. Which is maybe a little self-absorbed, but I can't help it. I'm like sometimes I get really proud of myself. Oh my god, how did I do this? And then the anxiety comes and you're like, and then I'm like, will I be will I be able to do this again? Maybe not. But I'm gonna try not to think about that. Because it is scary to think about. Study the ever-living heck out of my own works. Yeah! I think it's a good thing to do. Also kind of enjoy it. Yes. Yeah, I think part of it is the studying, like the fascination with like, how did I make this? What witchcraft did I engage in order to create this thing? And then part of it is, yeah, just like enjoying, like being proud of it. Because it's like, this didn't exist before and now it does. Because of me. That's kind of cool. I need to draw in the... I need to give Bettle some eyeliner. His eyelashes are too sparse. There we go. There we go. Okay. Hi! Dreadgon! Hello! Welcome, welcome! Just doing some, working on a Huevember. It's going pretty good, somehow. I have never drawn this character before. This is Gavus Bettle from Hollow Stars English. I've never drawn him before. But it's, turning out better than I expected. I, like, somehow managed to, I think, capture the personality that I wanted to capture. So this is good. I'm happy with it so far. His eyebrows are getting lost in the line art. Whoops. That's okay. This is fine. This is fine. Beautiful design. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, pretty much all the credit to the original character designer. This is I have found that I'm enjoying drawing enjoying drawing VTubers for Huevember because I don't know, they all have like cool character designs, I guess. Oh yeah, no, not my design, not my design. I cannot take credit for this design. It is it's definitely it's designed by, who designed it? Designed by Senzaki Makoto on Twitter. Senzaki Makoto. So yeah, I you know, I haven't done a whole lot of character design myself. Seems like it would be fun. Hey Beanie, welcome back. Yes, I am still going. Man, I probably should wrap up soon. I am taking so long on this drawing. So I guess we've been chatting and stuff, so that makes sense actually. I guess drawing always takes a little bit longer on stream. It's looking great, thank you. Let's go. Okay, we'll see. I'll try to speed run. I do want to finish this on stream. Nice. Oh, but he has so many details. He has like a lot of little like accessories and stuff, I'm realizing. The people who draw him regularly are too powerful. The like regular fan artists for this guy are too powerful. Okay. Um, shading color for the ribbon. Maybe I'll just the same one as this. Yeah. That's another thing I've been learning is trying to limit colors. Like not being too, not trying to be too like rainbowy. Because I think it just makes it look chaotic. So whenever possible, trying to like use colors that already exist somewhere else in the drawing. So if there's colors that look kind of similar, you might as well just use the same shade. I just DoorDash some food. I need something to watch while I eat. Oh, okay. I'm honored. Uh-oh, I gotta come up with some interesting stories to entertain you. What do I do? Not so shrimple. I've been watching you draw this dude for hours now. I have no idea who he is or what he's from. Oh my god. Okay, he is a VTuber from Hollister's English. He's one of the new ones that debuted. Not new now, I guess. I guess there were new ones that debuted like a couple weeks ago. But he's from the second to last batch of Hollister's English boys. He debuted in like January. And yeah, he's very funny. He has a good debut video if you want to check it out. I enjoy his sandbox. He doesn't play video games in the way that I enjoy. Like he doesn't read any of the lore. He doesn't talk to any of the NPCs. So when he's playing story games, I like can't watch it. But he's very good at like sandbox games. He has a series of Sims 4 videos, which are they are very, very funny. And he had never played The Sims before. And he's also great in collabs. He's a twin brother in real life, and sometimes his twin brother like comes on to his Hollister streams with them, and they like play games together. And like the fans made like a VTuber design, a fan design for the brother too, so he can show up on the stream, even though he's not like an official like Hollister streamer or anything. Yeah, funny dude. I enjoy his content. Talk about how I turned 18. Do I have any interesting stories about when I turned 18? I don't think so. I think the only thing... Yeah, I think the only special thing that I did was my friends took me out to a bar that was just near our college. And I had my first drink. And only one of the group of friends like actually drank on a regular basis, so I was like, what should I order? And then like all the friends were like, I don't know. And I was like, well. And so then our friend who actually does drink sometimes, like, you know, asked the bartender to like make something for me that wasn't too strong, but and also kind of sweet. And they made this like it was like a chocolate kind of creamy drink, I remember. At 18? Oh, sorry, not 18. Oh, that was 21. What am I thinking? Sorry, that was my 21. You're right. I wasn't illegally drinking at 18. I'm sorry. Yeah, do I don't think I literally don't think I have anything interesting that I did in 18. 21 is the real 18. My first kiss? No. Never put like romantic milestones on like birthdays. Like things that are important otherwise. Like birthdays or like other holidays and stuff. I guess except for Valentine's Day. But Because sometimes if things don't work out, then your like birthday is ruined forever. You know what I mean? So don't do stuff like that on your 18th or 21st birthday. I guess maybe it might make for a nice story. I don't know. Depends on who you are, I suppose. Literally everywhere else, the turning 18 story is the first drink story. Yes. Alas. This is not one of those places. When I turned 18, I turned to the local adult toy store, and when I got carded, the gal was like, "Oh, happy birthday," and it was super nice and unironically a very nice experience. Oh, that's kind of sweet. I mean, I'm sure that happens. Like, that actually seems like something that would happen often. You know, you get your first, like, what else can you do at 18? Is that also smoking? Which is less, maybe that's less wholesome because smoking is not very good for you, but I'm sure buying your first lottery ticket or something like that. I'm sure that sort of thing happens. And the employees are like, oh yeah, okay. My first drink was 13 because my family was irresponsible, lmao. Though I think it's not against the law if it's in like your own home or something. I feel like I read that somewhere. I don't remember where though. Mine was at 8. Wow. Where did my drawing go? Oh. Okay. All right, this hat's looking pretty good. Been spending a lot of time on this hat. Let's move on. Let's move on to not the hat. 18 is also the driver's license age. Oh yeah. I didn't get my driver's license until I was a little bit older, I think. I do remember I got my driver's license like the day before or the week before I moved to go to college. So then I got my driver's license and I didn't use it for like several years. Because I went to a college town where there wasn't really much occasion to, like, I didn't have a car and I didn't need to really use a car, thankfully. Maybe unsurprisingly, I now have a strong aversion to alcohol. Oh no! Sorry to hear that. I mean, not that, like, it's bad to not like alcohol, but, like, seems like having a bad experience is not is not pleasant by definition. Tell us about the first time I committed a crime. What crimes have I committed? Actually, what this reminds me of is that was a question. You know how, like, when you go to college, if you've gone to college, like, whenever you take a new class and, like, the first thing that you do, like, the first day of class, like, you don't learn anything, but you just, like the professor or the lecturer, sometimes it's like a TA or a grad student, they'll be like, oh, okay, let's do, like, an icebreaker thing. You know? And, like, I took a class, and I can't remember what class it was. And it wasn't a professor who was running that class. I think it was a student, a graduate student who was, like, helping the professor. But I remember the icebreaker question they gave us was, what is your favorite crime to commit or something? What was your favorite crime to commit? And I think a lot of people said, like, downloading music. I think that's probably what I said too. I can't remember what I said. Yeah, but that was the, I mean, like, points, I guess, for a unique icebreaker question. Tax fraud, arson, murder. Yeah, I can't remember. I think a lot of people said downloading music. I don't know. I maybe remember somebody saying like graffiti, perhaps. Yeah, but that's what comes to mind. You're also boring. Mostly steal from my job. Oh no! You're not still at work, are you? Making sure you're not on their Wi-Fi right now. First time I committed a crime. Yeah, it was probably just like torrenting like music and stuff. I started kind of young. I really wanted to watch Naruto. I do not remember how I discovered Naruto, and then but like for the purposes of Naruto, I learned what peer-to-peer network file transferring was, and I became the de facto like provider of anime in my family. So my sisters would be like, Joy, I want to watch, Shaman King, or I want to watch this, the Prince of Tennis musical. I'd be like, all right, your big sister's on it. I will find it for you. On some, like, godforsaken IRC channel or, like, somewhere. If I asked to the class and everyone replied that, I would quit. You're like, I'm not teaching you. You aren't good enough. Most of my crimes are too inappropriate for JoJo chat. Oh, better not talk about it. Oh, but you're talking about it anyway. Jeez. Pirating is not illegal. I think distributing it is. Ah. There is also a like secret like file sharing server that was like an open secret on my college campus. But I think it got shut down like halfway through when I was there. But yeah, like all the students would be like, oh, like it was like just for the college campus. Like some students set it up and then I guess kept it going for a number of years. And then you had to like know somebody who'd like to figure out how to get connected onto it. But yeah, people just share a bunch of stuff, like episodes of, whatever TV show you wanted and whatnot. The kneecap thing was an accident? Okay, good to know. Technically, when you watch a YouTube video, it's downloaded to your drive. Pretty sure keeping it on your drive isn't necessarily illegal. Yeah, I think there's a... Yeah, I never really bothered to learn all the ins and outs of all that stuff. And I'm sure the landscape has changed quite a bit, too, since when I was a college student who could not afford purchasing media. Not a lawyer. Always gotta throw it in there. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I've committed any crimes of interest. Fortunately, I was raised in a a fairly religious household in which crimes were very I guess crimes are frowned upon in most families, even if you're not religious. So that's not an excuse necessarily, but I guess the pirating thing. My dad used to pirate games for us, though. I remember he had like a whole bunch of Windows, like MS-DOS games from who knows where, like a bunch of floppy disk games. I do not know where he got them. I think maybe he had a friend who got them for his kids and then like shared them with my dad. And then we would all, don't copy that floppy. And my dad would also like copy VHS tapes from like Blockbuster or whatever, or from like friends. Like so a lot of the VHS tapes we had growing up were like not real. Oh God. Well, I'm glad. I almost said I'm glad nobody got hurt, but that is untrue in this situation. I hope everyone was okay after that. You were trying to do a good thing, and it just oh goodness. It is wild. I'm glad most of the people involved kept their knees intact. Just not everybody, but you know, you can't make an omelet without cracking some eggs. That's how that phrase is used, right? I don't think I've ever gotten a physical fight with anybody. I think I was fairly conflict averse. But I think I've always thought about what it would be like because I used to do martial arts as a kid, and I was like, I bet I could take some people out if I wanted to. But the opportunity never arose, I should say. Thank God. Yeah, I don't think I would have fared very well, probably. Oh, see, this is the thing I've been learning. Using gray in the like bounce light areas. So like, you know, like, oops, like a gray that's like like very similar in value, or maybe slightly lighter, like shadow color. Like, kind of gives a little bit of visual interest, and also I think kind of emulates bounce light, sort of a muted bounce light. This is a trick I've learned, like using gray here and there. It like softens up big blocks of shadow and still makes it look like shadow. So like here, maybe not there. It's too close to the... Yeah, actually putting gray here makes it too close in color to the scarf, so maybe I won't do that there. Just here by the edge. I've been in a few fights, but they've all been self-defense, technically. Yeah, I was always told that when I did martial arts, our how do you call it in English? Master, I guess? He was always like, if you get in a fight that's not for self-defense, I'm gonna take away your belt. You have to start over from white belt, so don't get into fights just because you know Taekwondo, okay? And we're like, okay. We understand, sir. He was very serious about it. Yeah, very based martial arts instructor. He was a gold medalist in the Barcelona Olympics for Taekwondo. I remember seeing his gold medal on the wall. Wonder how he's doing. He liked us especially because we were one of the few like Korean kids like in the area, and he was Korean too. So I think he was just happy to see like, you know, Korean kids enjoying Taekwondo. I'm a high-ranked master of the ancient martial art of go for the nuts. I mean, that's a good self-defense strategy. Like, do that and then run away. basically. Oh yeah, look at those eyes. Nice and shiny. Let's put the eye highlights on top. Line art. Outline the eye highlight. This is also a trick I learned recently. I haven't made a habit of it yet, but you kind of outline the highlight with this like bright red, super saturated red and super saturated blue. It's called chromatic aberration. And it gives the illusion of it being kind of brighter than just the white by itself, because there's a little bit of like reflection. It kind of works the same way as like 3D glasses. If you've ever seen like a 3D movie, and it's like if you take off the glasses and you can kind of see like layers of red and blue. Oops, I actually did an undo. Okay. There's another trick I've learned recently. Told this story about my stream before, but I have a piece of pencil embedded in my forearm that you can actually see through the skin from when I got stabbed when I was younger. Oh my god. Oops, I'm coloring on the wrong layer. Oh my god, I almost ruined everything. Doesn't that like cause problems? It seems like that would cause like health, I mean not health problems, but like, you know, like infection or something like that. You never had to like get it taken out? I mean, I guess if it's not doing anything, just minding its own business and not hurting anyone, I suppose. This is too dark. This shadow is too dark. Not very big. Okay, that's good. I remember that was like a thing that we used to do as kids, like with mechanical pencils. Like pretend to stab fortunately I never saw anyone get really stabbed, but we would like pretend to stab each other with the mechanical pencils. Because if you hold down the little clicky thing, it like, you know, it becomes like the lead will just go back inside the dispenser, right? So kids would be running around pretending to stab each other with mechanical pencils. I suppose I'm sure it's happened that somebody stabbed on accident. You can also see chromatic aberration on an LCD if you've ever worn glasses. Ah. Yeah, I actually don't know too much about this is one of these things where I've like kind of blindly followed other artists doing this. I know just the surface amount of information to understand why people do it, but oh, Beanie. Oh no. I'm sure kids did that too at my school, but I maybe hung out with a different crowd. That does seem like a thing that kids would do though. This is weird looking. This looks kind of weird. Why did I make it like this? Just make it one flat shadow. And then if you ever look at a solid red next to blue and move your head around, the red will move around and leave black in its place. Wow, really? Can I do this here? Red will move. Doing it. Maybe it doesn't work with the small amount of thing. Maybe I have to be looking at a bigger thing. What's blood rushing a thing? I have no idea what that is. Best using large squares with solid edge on the colors. Oh. Wait, let me try. Wait. Wait, is this is not bright enough. Saturation. Okay, I'm looking at it. My eyes. I can't see the... Oh, maybe? See the black? Does it look like an outline? Like a black outline around the square? Interesting. Ah. Cool. You tie a rubber band or something super tight around your wrist or arm until it turned blue and quickly take it off to feel the blood rush back into your limb. Ah. I don't think that was a thing. But that does seem like a thing that kids would do. I believe it. Oh, I'm on the wrong layer again. Oh no, I drew on the wrong layer again. Erase. Okay. Oh, I'm taking a lot of time with this one. Oh, man, it's almost dinner time here for me. I might have to finish this off stream. Sadly. I'll try to speed this up. I mean, his face is looking pretty good. I still haven't thought about what the background's gonna be. Maybe I'll just leave it purple. When doing the Inktober challenges, I always sneak a really simple, easy drawing a day or two to ease up the workload. I recommend. Yeah. But I cannot help it. Sometimes with the color stuff, I'm like, what if I made this look really cool? What if I just went all out? Used 100% of my power. And then what if I got I'm a like chaser on what did I almost say? Super Nintendo? I'm a like chaser on social media. Want the likes. That comes with the territory of having a final deadline though, yeah. But instead you can be like me, where the deadline means nothing and you just do whatever you want. If you just do them, I guess you would feel less compelled to. Yeah, that's definitely true. I think for me, thankfully, I get very compelled by like finishing a task. So even if I don't do Huevember on time, I'm like, I'm like, well, I started Huevember, so I have to finish Huevember. Otherwise, I will be sad. So I think that's how it works for me. Thankfully. So I actually don't get too caught up in finishing like on time because I know I will finish it unless something really dire happens. Need that good validation from strangers. Yep. I also like the flex of finishing it on time. Yeah, you're a stronger person than me for that part. I'm like okay without flexing. But I do like the flex of finishing something. But thankfully it doesn't have to be on time. I would be very stressed. Maybe this is a survival strategy on my part. Like, I will never finish anything on time, so I might as well not be stressed about it. Or only worry about it when, like, it's dire. Like, having to file taxes or something. I want to go on Instagram and like every single thing you've ever posted. Oh, man! You don't need to do that. You can just like every single thing I post from now on. I'm kidding. This is a joke. This is a joke. I am kidding. Another benefit of Inktober for me is the need to let some of the drawings go, let them be kind of bad and move to the next one. I learned from a lot from that also. That is true. That is true. Yeah, I think that's where the quantity over quality comes in. You kind of, I think it does, there's a psychological aspect to it where you sort of exercise like not being too precious about any one thing. And I think it, at least for me, I think it made me less afraid of mistakes. Where it's like, okay, well, you know, if this one turns out bad, that's fine. I can just do, you know, I'll just try again with the next one, and that's okay. So there's definitely a psychological exercise here. Wanted to do Inktober or something similar this year, but I decided to focus on my own stuff instead. That's valid. That is valid. I think the important thing is to go with your energy, like what you feel motivated to do. And like, of course that requires some discipline to, you know, like finish things, whatever they may be, but usually best to like not force yourself to do something if you're not like ready for it or feel like you want, you know, if your brain's in like a different headspace. Also, no one is precious with the small things when they see 30 drawings in succession either. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I wonder what this candy cane ribbon thing is on Spud's. Well, whatever. I don't know what this is. Current biggest motivator for my fan game is seeing the idea of seeing a lot of people stream it. Ooh. Yeah, and like see reactions and stuff. Yeah, I think it's good to have an image of a goal like that in mind. Definitely is motivating, like you said. I am looking for a reference of this little guy. Okay, he has got like these bright pink paws. Bright pink paws like this. I've come to find that my favorite compliments aren't, oh, this looks so good, but instead, oh, this is going on my team. Oh, yeah, that totally makes sense. That totally makes sense. Because then it's like, you know, they're sort of imagining the game, you know? It's like in line with the vision. That makes sense. Okay. Oh, I still have to draw all the... Oh, I still have to draw all the cards. God. Also, I'm hungry. You know what? Maybe we'll stop it here. I think I still need maybe another hour or so. Been working on it for... Man, how come this took me so long? Maybe it's just because of the chatting. I don't know. I am hungry. I hunger! I hunger, mother! There we go. This is how far we got. It's actually pretty much almost done in terms of like, I think planning out the colors. I think I did a good job. Like kind of picking the colors so that they're sort of harmonious. And I like the pose and the concept of the picture. I hope it'll come across to fans of this guy. Yeah. Okay, we'll end it here. Hopefully I can finish it maybe after dinner and you'll see it up on Instagram or Twitter or whatnot. Thank you for hanging out. It was fun just chatting, as always. Thank you for keeping company while I do the drawing. I hope you had a good time. I know I did. Anything else? Is there anybody to raid? Anybody to raid? Who's online? Okay, nobody I see that I can raid, but we'll just go to the outro stream then, or outro screen. Yeah, I will see you. I'll be back on Friday at the usual time at 8:30 p.m. or so for more Legaia, and you know, we'll have another weekend of Legaia and Story of Seasons and art stream. We'll see you then. Have a great week, everybody. I will see you next time. Bye.